Okay. Hello, Miss Winston and classmates from the biology class. Today, I'll be talking about the 2C-B drug, a psychedelic drug, and I'm hypertension, by the way. 2C-B, some things you should know about it is it was first synthesized in 1974 by Alexander Sasha Theodor Shulgin, a psychopharmacologist, or the man who invented the 2C family. 2CB is part of the 2C family, and it's mostly known in the streets as Nexus, or another nickname that it has is the pink cocaine, even though it's not as powerful as it. Um, the mechanism of action for 2CB is that it binds and acts as a partial antagonist, or sorry, agonist, and unlike MDMA, it doesn't deplete serotonin, rather it just mimics it. For 2CB, it started as a, what's it called? As a therapeutic drug that will make people open up and be more sensitive to their feelings and more applicable for help towards psychology. It was used and produced in Germany as an aphrodisiac by a company known as Drutawell, and it started getting popular around the 2000s as a replacement for the legal drug MDMA after it became banned here in the US. Um, it's commonly sold as colorful powder or pills, often snorted, swallowed, or smoked. As you can see here, it comes in colorful powders or pills, as you can see right here. And its period of action is its onset time ranges from around 45 to 75 minutes. The plateau lasts 2 to 4 hours. Its downfall lasts from 1 to 2 hours, and the total period of action lasts around 4 to 12 hours. Of course, body weight, gender, doses, and administration will take a toll into the period of action. Uh, Here in the US, it is a Schedule 1 drug, meaning it has no uses for medical services or any other sort of help. So it is actually a drug that is banned here. And if caught by having it in your inventory, would either last you in a pretty hefty price or jail time. Let's see. Okay. 2CB. Its effects are elevated moods, hearing visual alterations, hypothermia, seizures, paranoia, and feelings of unease, hypertension, lowers coordination, short-term memory loss, increases blood pressure, increased heart rate. You get mild muscle spasms, gastrointestinal discomfort, and major headaches. The affected body part that I chose is it severely affects the integumentary system, which is the outer body, pretty much skin and hair, nails, things that protect our inner body system. What it does to our skin or our outer body is that it makes our body parts look flush red, as you can see by like the image I have right here. It causes a lot of sweat or overheat. So people would, as soon as they take the pill, they become energetic, which is also kind of relates back to the whole it being a what's it called aphrodisiac because it excites people. Uh, but usually it's mostly found in raves and parties, as you can see here, and people will take it to non-stop dancing and having a good time. But it's important to take a lot of water, according to what I found in my research. Um, because of the screen to turn blue, as hypothermia is one of its cases that has been reported with it would stiffen and cramps the muscles, the shoulders and everything else would start to hurt, and you won't be able to move as much. And people get uncontrollable body shakiness, so they will get stand still after the intake. That's why you don't really see it when you're at parties or discos, because people will be dancing, but as soon as you try to keep them still, you won't be able to. Some signs of abuse. People tend to get unstable moods. Body temperatures drop severely. People get easily frightened and paranoid. They get lower attention span, difficulty remembering the simplest tasks, vision and distortion blurriness, and they have trouble walking. Some body manifestations of people who would take the drug will be muscle stiffness, so they won't be able to move as freely as all of us. The pupils will be dilated, as you can see right here. Their bodies will be trembling. Yet again, they won't be standing still. It decreases their appetite and malnourishment, which meaning they'll have that ghoulish, hollowed out look. They get a face flush, which is where their face is turning red in certain parts, and you can't really hear what they're saying as they'll have incoherent speech. Now, some important or interesting facts that I found out when researching about this drug is, as of right now, since 1974 to 2021, there has been no reported 2C-B deaths. And although the drug is Schedule 1 nationally, even in Africa, it still has a sort of loopholes, or you could say kind of like uh, exceptions. It is used in rituals in Africa by the tribes of the Nyanga, Sangoma, and the Amakira, and it's mostly seized from clubs, raves, and discos, which is funny because usually where you find them. For references, there's the reference that I use for my drug research. And thank you so much for looking to my presentation, and I hope you enjoy.